Good afternoon, everyone. We are the Group 4. Today, we're going to discuss about the evolution of fashion, trends, and music in the Philippines from 50s to present. But before that, I'm going to introduce my group mates. The Philippines boasts a rich and vibrant culture, constantly evolving and influenced by its unique history. Our report, explores the dynamism through the fascination lens of fashion, trends, and music in the Philippines. So my group will be discussing and tracing the Filipinos, how Filipino dressed, how they expressed themselves, and grew to the beat throughout the ages. Fashion, trends, music. So it is a form of self-expression and a way of individual to showcase their personal styles and creativity. Decade after decade, and new trends have been introduced themselves, heavily influenced by pop culture, political attitudes, inspiring style icons at that time. So it's a continuous conversation between designers, consumers, individuals, society at large, constantly adapting and evolving trends. So in 1950s, it is marked as a period of reconstruction, rebuilding of the Philippines after the devastation of World War II. Filipinos sought a sense of optimism and embraced a more refined style. We can't doubt that American pop culture, Spanish pop culture had a strong influence. In 1950s fashion, in late 1950s, a new wave of fashion influenced by Christian Dior's new look swept the Philippines. It emphasized the feminine silhouette with a cinched waist, full skirt, and rounded shoulders. And during that time, women began to wear with floral prints and fuller knee-length skirts. And also, men during the time wears youthful styles, sweaters, colorful printed polos, prints, and flannels. Music in 1950s. So in 1950s, Philippines was heavily influenced by United States. Swing and big band, this styles that is popular in US in 40s, also enjoyed here in the Philippines in early 50s. And also in 1950s, it is the birth of rock and roll. And artists like Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry are also known this time. Also, it is the rise of the Filipina singer, Sylvia Latorre. She is known as the Asia's Nightingale that time. And for the other trends, beauty pageant gained popularity in the 1950s, and the Philippines began participating in international delegates. So for men, they wear more casual and youthful styles like polos, pants, penny papers became staples, inspired by Hollywood and local teen-oriented films. For men, they wear more casual and youthful style. Polos, pants, penny papers became staples, inspired by Hollywood and local teen-oriented films. Suit and coats, as well as Barong Tagalog, were only worn during events. And their music that time, in 1960s, OPM blossomed. Freddie Aguilar, artists like Freddie Aguilar, Juan de la Cruz, Pilita Perales, explored folk rock and protest songs reflecting social and political changes. Next, we have 1960s fashion music trends. So, that time, women started wearing miniskirts created by Mary Quant and mini dresses. So, Mary Quant, by the way, is a British fashion designer. He is known or credited for inventing decades icons like miniskirts. And also, in 1960s, Imelda Marcos was credited for wearing and popularizing a more modern version of Filipiniana. And hairs that time became very stylish with the use of hairspray, so it's styled bigger and higher. Overall, in 1960s in the Philippines showcased an evolution through a shift from simply adapting global trends to creating Filipino interpretation expressed our growing national identity.
The 1970s fashion began with a continuation of the hippie look from the 1960s, giving a distinct ethnic flavor. The early 1970s saw women start abandon mini dresses for a more modest clothing such as a maxi skirt. Vintage clothing from the Victorian era of the West also became popular as long sleeves, laces, and collars became popular in dresses. Bell-bottom pants started to become popular that would continue to the rest of the decade. Men also started to grow their hair long, the first time ever that such style became acceptable in Filipino society. Men also wore bell-bottoms often in bright colors, similar to the women. The 1970s, a blend of modesty and vibrancy. Hippie influences. The global hippie movement, with its focus on peace, love, and freedom of expression, reached the Philippines. Filipino embraced loose-fitting clothing, floral prints, bell-bottom pants, and the dye patterns. The original hippie look was characterized by bell-bottom jeans, unisex clothing, and psychedelic hair. Disco fashion. Disco fashion carried over to the anything goes mentality as clothing and hairstyle were used to make statement but needed to be comfortable enough to dance. As the decade progressed, disco music emerged and Filipino joined the sequin and glitter party. Sequin dresses, jumpsuits, and platform shoes became popular choices for night outfits. 1970s music, a forerunner. The 1970s music, a forerunner to original Filipino music or OPM. The Manila sound is a musical genre that flourished from the mid to late 1970s. Its stylistic can be traced to rock and roll, disco, a little bit of jazz, and a funky music. Music from rock to the protest early 70s saw Filipino rock bands emerge covering international hits. However, the decade witnessed a shift towards protest music. Artists like Freddie Aguilar and Asin used to folk and rock influences to address social issues and political unrest.
So let's proceed to the 1980s and 2000s evolution of fashion trends and music. So the 1980s, due to the power of dressing movement, women, usually young adults, also started wear clothes with shoulder pads, while teenagers started wearing non-colored shirts. And miniskirt also came this year, emphasized the women had their hair curled. So this year, they usually more on, let's call it formal attire, and the hair is different from time today because the hair is like curl, and they usually not color their hair in the 1980s. So the men fashion shift, they started to wear brighter colored t-shirts or polo shirt and denim jeans for occasional look, throwing away the more formal look. Teenage boys wore pastel and neon colors jacket, polos, pants, shorts for both teen boys and girls were also one of the youth trends and defined the decade. So guys, the denim pants is so the boys also the denim pants were discovered in the 1980s. So sa una ra jud ni ang denim pants na discover, but now mahimo na siya og one kanang fashion trend or use as aesthetic looks. Pero the denim pants were discovered also in the 1980s. They wear it in a formal way for men's, and sportswear also became popular in everyday clothing like leggings rose to popularity as well jogging pants, headbands. Headbands, una pa ni siya like the 1989. A dressing style has emerged, a trend having oversized shirts and pants style paving way to the 1990s loose fashion. So like the loose fashion pants, loose fashion shirt, oversized shirt, it discovered in the 1990s. So sa una pa ni siya na-discover, but now karon lang din siya na like totally appreciated because this fashion community is like bringing back the culture of the 1989 and 1990s fashion trend. And the 90s fashion was the version of the 90s 80s fashion. The decades saw the beginning of the influence of rock music mainstream fashion. Men started to wear dark, simple, most oversized clothes, moving away to brightly colored clothes of the 90s, 80s. And women also wore loose, simple, casual clothing, oversized shirts, denim shorts, denim jeans, simple blouse, and sneakers. So just like I said before, so the 90s and the 90s, this time they discovered the oversized shirt and the oversized loose pants. So sa una po na siya na trend, guys. Let's move on to the men's hairstyle. Also changed, grew their long hair for the first time since the decade in the 1970s. Also a hairstyle called cap hoopy was considered popular among teenage boys. It was straight hairstyle that was a middle parting at the center. Most teen celebrities sported this kind of hairstyle. So if you see like the rockstar before, the band before, like the Metallic or something like band the 90s, 80s, and the 90s, like the hair mas taas lang yung hair, just not like this time na like we discover buzzcut, the mullet, but before ang uso jud sila is hair na taas. And it was also decade when people from the also social classes wore the same style of clothes, with people having a hard time distinguishing who was from upper class and from the lower class, as everyone opted for a simple laid-back style of dressing. So before po di ay kay naglisod sila o kuan ka nang identify sa middle class and the lower class because of the fashion they wear, just like kanang mga loose, di ba, like pangkalgi kay siya, or streetwear, just like now the loose streetwear na siya. Munang sa una is just a fashion lang yun siya, karon kay nahimo lang siyang na define na siya as a streetwear. But before kani siya is like kuan lang siya, fashion lang siya sa 1990s and 1980s. So maglisod nag-define sa una kay ang sa una mag 1980s kay they wear like one kanang formal attire, like they usually prefer the formal attire. Just if you saw one kanang Peaky Blinders and what do you call this? This like mga kuan bitaw, like mga formal attire. If you saw the Peaky Blinders, inana ilang mga kuan sa una, like the 1980s and the 1990s, formal and sa 1990s di rin nisugod ang loose shirt. So that's why naglisod sila og defines sa middle class and the lower class because of the fashion trend before. Kaya ang fashion trend before is the 1980s. Ang 1980s they usually prefer formal attire just like the 1990s na discover na nila ang loose shirt mo ng time goes by. Naglisod sila o define sa shirt or sa the fashion trend, but now dahil na din siya streetwear na ang loose shirt. So the 1980s, so we move forward the 1980s music with Manila sounds fading. OPM grew these decades. The 1980s saw the rise of the punk, mainly the underground scene. For the mainstream, it was the influence of new wave and the city pop. 1980s, folk rock became the Philippine protest music of the 1980s, and Aguilar's rendition of Bayan Ko, My Country, became popular as the anthem during the 1986 EDSA revolution. At the same time, a counterculture rejected the rise of politically focused lyrics. So if you know Fidi Aguilar, she is big influence of the music industry right now. If makuha na siya og legend, kay Freddy Aguilar is just like not just like now that music is evolving. Kay ang music before ay more on story, love songs, and they wrote about kanang kontrapartidos sa political. That's why ang music is more on very nostalgic bitaw ang mga karaan ng music because of the meaning sa ilang mga gina-write, ilang gina-compose na music, not just like right now na more on this, more on money. So yeah. So the I also Freddy Aguilar, the Bayan Ko, mo ito siya ang you saw the EDSA Revolution documentary, Bayan Ko is the music background of that documentary. Then Bayan Ko is more popular on that year because of EDSA revolution, and Bayan Ko is more on the Bayan, and it's represent the Filipino also. So the 1990s, early 1990s have influence from New Jack Swing, while Pinoy rock bands were emulating the glam rock of the previous decade. But like in America, grunge and alternative rock started to dominate, called Cali rock, give rise to bands such as Shackle, Rizal Underground, Perconeger, Hermaya. If you know that songs na ginakanta na po nato karon, it's very nostalgic gihapon siya. And also those years, grabe kasi lang iconic. Hip hop also gained popularity from the comedy rap. Andrew E, and di na siya mawala sila dyan ang head of hip hop right now, because Andrew E and Francis Magolona, sila dyan ang gabandera sa atong hip hop before. Hip hop, they represent the Philippines internationally. So like Andrew E and Francis Magolona. And also teen pop groups, boy bands influenced by the pop and R&B.
So good day. So about akong topic kay sa year 2000, no? So 2000's fashion was considered a mashup of different style. In the first part of the decade, the concept of innerwear, Asian outwear was popularized, resulting the popularity of spaghetti strap clothes. Men still followed the 1990s fashion with hip-hop inspired of clothing, wearing cargo pants and oversized t-shirts. So pareha sa 1990s na hantod sa 2000 na era ay na decade kay
ang mga tao gyud gasuot yun sa mga oversize og dagko na mga pantalon kay para sa ginaawat nila ang mga western o mga tagagawas na mga na kay sa panahon na ni kay uso man ang hip hop na mga music, so mga loose gyud na ilang mga suot. So by the mid 2000, colorful clothes begin to rise again. Men started wearing flannel and checkered polos, and in the end of the decade, people saw the mixture of clothing from boots worn with short shorts and t-shirt to dress worn over with leggings. So sa panahon na ni makabantay ta sa mga mostly sa mga artista kay magsuot og mga flannels katong na stripe din magsapo sila lalo magputi din magwear sila og mga checkered na mga flannels na polos kay more pang aesthetic na style nila. Sa una sa 1990s, 80s ug hangtod sa 2000 no, so the world street dance arrived in the Philippines from the United States during the 1980s but only gained unparalleled popularity during the 1990s. According to Demalanta, the word street dance is Philippinized version of hip-hop dance that was specifically used by the Filipino dancers. So uso gini sa una pa kaning gitawag na hip-hop na gibansagan sa tuwa diri mga street dance. So other countries, especially the United States, use the term hip-hop dance when referring to hip-hop dance style. It is only here in the Philippines where the term street dance has been commonly used. Street dance therefore is a cultural variation of hip-hop dance in the United States and generally a form of entertainment where technically unteachable dance aspects replace the cultural symbolism and message of the true essence of African hip-hop dance. So ang uso pod sa unas no sa makabantay ta mga trends sa 1980s hangtod sa 2000 no kung kanang mga tawag nato mga larong Pinoy. So uso gyud kani siya such as Luksong Baka, Patintiro, Piko, and Tumbang Preso are played primarily as children games. So kung digud na kung wala ka kaagi ani mga trend or uso ng mga traditional games no, murag boring jud imong pagka childhood. So the yo-yo, a popular toy in the Philippines, was introduced in its modern form by Pedro Flores with its name coming from the Ilocano language. So uso day sa una pod sa mga mid 90s to 2000 ang ginatawag na yo-yo. So sa panahon pod sa 1980s, so uso po diri ang Super Sentai Power Ranger shows from Japan such as Massman and Machine Man become popular among the Filipino youth during 1980s. Bioman became the last of these types of the show to be dubbed in English before Space Sheriff Shader began to trend of Tagalog dub Takusatsu shows in 1980s. So mga bata gid sa una, so hilig jud siya yung mga Power Rangers panahon sa mga 1980s hantod sa 2000 uso jud kini katong abot sa mga 2000 mga Dragon Ball, mga Doraemon, ug abot ni One Piece uso gini ni na mga salida. So napoy mga uso na mga dula or mga gadget sa una para ng Game Boy o kanang Walkman na ginagamit sa unang panahon. Then uso pod sa una sa 1990s ang ginatawag og DVD player kay dira sa manood mas magtan-og mga salida. So mao ra to. So in the 2000s music, so early 2000s saw the rise of novelty pop, mostly composed by Lito Camo. There was also R&B, alternative rock, continued to be popular with the influence from emo, rock, and nu metal. So kabantay kita sa mga 2000 na mostly ang mga sunata diri kay mga pang emo, sagol na siya novelty pop kay sa panahon na uso kay sa gawas no to mag-ana nagbuhok na panghapay-hapay din ito man yung pang emotional na mga kanta. So channels such as Mix helped the popular the rock and scene of the 2000 rap and hip hop continue as well. So uso gid diri kasagsagan gid diri ang mga rap ug mga hip hop na mga music. So ang gingon pa sa mga fashion nila mga loose gid nila. So ang music pod kay pang hip hop man, so mga hair gid nila mga emo. Sa una sa 1990s, 80s ug hangtod sa 2000 no, so the world street dance arrived in the Philippines from the United States during the 1980s but only gained unparalleled popularity during the 1990s. According to Demalanta, the word street dance is Filipinized version of hip-hop dance that was specifically used by the Filipino dancers. So uso gini sa una pa kaning gitawag na hip-hop na gibansagan sa tuwa diri mga street dance. So other countries, especially the United States, use the term hip-hop dance when referring to hip-hop dance style. It is only here in the Philippines where the term street dance has been commonly used. Street dance, therefore, is a cultural variation of hip-hop dance in the United States and generally a form of entertainment where technically unteachable dance is aspects replace the cultural symbolism and message of the true essence of African hip-hop dance. So ang uso pod sa unas no sa makabantay ta mga trends sa 1980s hangtod sa 2000 no kung kanang mga tawag nato mga larong Pinoy. So uso yung kani siya such as luksong baka, patintiro, piko, and tumbang preso are played primarily as children games. So kung di gyud na kung wala ka kaagian ni mga trend or uso ng mga traditional games no murag boring gyud imong pagka childhood. So the yo-yo, a popular toy in the Philippines, was introduced in its modern form by Pedro Flores with its name coming from the Ilocano language. So uso day sa una pod sa mga mid-90s to 2000 ang ginatawag na yo-yo. So sa panahon pod sa 80s, 1980s, so uso pod diri ang Super Sentai Power Ranger shows from Japan such as Massman and Machine Man become popular among the Filipino youth during 1980s. Bioman became the last of these types of the show to be dubbed in English before Space Sheriff Shader began to trend of Tagalog dub Takusatsu shows in 1980s. So mga bata gid sa una. So hilig jud siya yung mga Power Rangers panahon sa mga 1980s hantod sa 2000. Uso jud kini katong abot sa mga 2000 mga Dragon Ball, mga Doraemon, ug abot ni One Piece uso gini ni na mga salida. So napoy mga uso na mga dula or mga gadgets sa una para ng Game Boy o kanang Walkman na ginagamit sa unang panahon. Then uso pod sa una sa 1990s ang ginatawag og DVD player kay dira sa manood mas magtan-og mga salida. So mao ra to.
Here we are approaching a new decade that will probably see higher global temperature and more divided and tribal politics and the endless zoo of superhero sequels. It made me wonder what got us here. So I started looking back at the trends that shaped 2010. The early 2010s fashion are often characterized by recycling and vintage fashions by previous decades. The trend of combining expensive designer clothes from Gucci or Chanel with garnished neon color spreads. This streetwear is swag-inspired outfits of the 1980s style of neon streetwear and the unisex of 1990s style elements influenced by grunge and skater fashions. The most popular fashion in 2010 is the skinny jeans and short proved to be the more popular among the men, and this come up with the different colors in 2013. Skater skirts became popular among teenage girls and they started wearing more feminine clothing. And by the mid-2010s, many of the fashion from the mid-1960s and mid-90s returned. Clothing such as miniskirts, denim jackets, knitted streetwears, boat shoes, etc. came back into fashion while fashion pieces like chokers gained prominence once again. Men fashion also started to move away into two parts, rock, hip-hop influenced styles by past 2 decades and started to define in new styles. And by 2010s, hairstyle were often defined by loose waves from women and slick back hair, having emphasized beauty trends including on the lips and contoured cheeks, nude color palettes, nude colored palettes were also prominent from makeup. And 2, we are going to discuss the 2010s music, hip-hop rap music. Philippines is known to have first hip-hop music scene in Asia since early 1980s, largely due to the country's historical connection of the United States. Where hip-hop originated, rap release in the Philippines has been appeared in different languages such as Tagalog, Chavacano, Cebuano, Ilocano, and English. In the Philippines, Francis Magalona, Glock 9, and Abra rapper Michael V and Andrew E are cited as the most influential rappers in our country, being the first to release mainstream rap and albums, then became female rappers such as McClara and Lady Dave. And now that we are done with the rap scene, let's go to OPM songs. OPM songs, the origin of OPM had been centered in the Manila where Tagalog and English are dominant languages. Other ethno-linguistic groups such as Visayan, Bicol, and Kapampangan who are making music in their native languages rarely break into the popular Filipino local scene. So dili kay musikat ang mga laing language in terms of OPM. But there are unusual cases which include the Bisrock, called Visayan Rock, song Charing by the 1017, a Davao-based band and Porke by Maldita. Zamboanga-based Chavacano band, a lot of composition of Bisrock contributed by the bands such as Phylum and Missing Philemon. Many Bisrock bands with the greatest hits called Suroy by Missing Philemon and Englishera by Missing Philemon and Liar Evil Ka by Aggressive Audio. There's a lot of Bisaya mainstream band that have been a great influence in the OPM local scene. Here are the 3 examples of the trendy trends in 2010s. These are loom bands, bracelet, dyed gray hair, and fidget spinners. Loom bands, nauso ni siya na kay magama o bracelet ang mga bata. So, and the gray hair for girls, nauso ni magpabulaw sa una o colored gray. And the fidget spinners, kaning fidget spinners sa una kay kano to ni siya stress reliever for adults. But mas nipatok ni siya sa mga bata na magdulag fidget spinners sa una. Rainbow loom bands, a plastic tool to weave color rubber and plastic bands called loom bands into a decorative item such as bracelet, charms. It was invented by 2010 by Cheung Chun in Michigan, and it was adopted by the Philippines and became a trend. And granny gray hair becomes trendy around 2017. He said young women around the ages of 21 or 22 with bleached hair were deliberately dyeing their hair gray, calling it granny hair. Suddenly, this gray hair became very fashionable and trendy as at the moment. And fidget spinner became very prevalent in the trending toys in 2017. Brace, stainless steel, ceramic, titanium, copper, plastic, latex, etc. The toy has been promoted as helping people with trouble focusing or those who have fidget spinner relieve nervous energy, anxiety, or psychological stress.
So next, we're talking about Generation Alpha, the children of Generation Y and often the younger siblings of Generation Z. Simply put, Generation Alpha are defined as those born from 2010 to 2024 as present year. Generation Alpha or Gen Alpha is the first generation born fully in the 21st century, and in the sense it has imbibed the start of something new. Those born from 2010 onwards until those who born by 2025 are part of this generation and considered to be growing up in a fully digital world. And aligned in the evolution of music in this generation, the Philippine pop group artists are the most trending here in the Philippines. So there are groups of artists here. We have the example of Beanie and SB19. In this generation, they keep idolizing pop artists like Taylor Swift and more K-pop artists. So in the Philippines, we have existing music group, which is Beanie. It's a Filipino girl group under the ABS-CBN Star Magic that was formed through Star Hunt Academy, and is composed of 8 members And this period of grooming was not just about honing their vocal and dance skills, but also about building their discipline, teamwork, and resilience needed to thrive in the competitive world of pop music. So, the second is SB19. SB19 gained popularity with their hit song Go Up, which went viral on social media platforms. Since social media platforms are the itong ginagamit karon sa mga Gen Alpha. So, this group has released several other chart-topping singles and has won various awards, including the MYX Music Awards, Awit Awards, and Wish Music Awards. So, here are the Alpha generation trends. First is TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social media platforms that are connected in internet or digital technologies. So Generation Alpha or the Alpha children are permanently connected, such as their intention to new technologies that it becomes a way of life. So they are independent when it comes to making their own decisions and managing their digital identities, and they are expect their individual needs and preferences to be taken into account. So Gen Alpha is characterized by their familiarity with technology, digital devices, and a world where the internet is an integral part of daily life. In Alpha generation, we have the example here, especially the evolution of their fashion style. So in this generation, we often seen wearing lots of bows, pastels, and an overall romantic feminine look, which includes lots of lace, pink dresses, or we call aesthetics,